I'm Laurie Charnigo, the Education Librarian. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find children's books on specific topics and by genre. I'll also show you how to differentiate between children's picture books and young adult books. Finally, I'll show you how to discover new children's books in the library. Under Catalog, on the library homepage, do a keyword search. Say you want to find children's books on Halloween. Type Halloween in the search box and limit your search below to the Juvenile location. This tells us that we found 80 books on Halloween in the Juvenile location. Let's look at Trick or Treat Marley. To find the book in the Juvenile collection, simply take the call number to the 5th floor and find the book with the call number. One useful feature in the catalog is about this book on the right. Click on this link to read reviews and find out more about the title. So here's a review about Trick or Treat Marley. You can also look down to find related books, and you can type any of these titles into the library catalog to see if we have these titles as well. How to find books by genre. Finding children's books by genre, such as informational, biographical, historical fiction, fantasy, multicultural, and so forth, can be a little tricky as there is no specific way to limit your search to genre. The librarian is always happy to offer recommendations for specific genres, and there are many good reference sources in our library which list popular books by genre. However, there are certain tricks you can use in the catalog to discover books by genre. For example, if you need a multicultural picture book, you might start by limiting your search to the Juvenile location and typing in a specific culture, country, or folktale. Many folktales are multicultural. Let's try looking for children's books on India. This tells us we found 87 books in the children's collection related to India. Let's look at Monsoon Afternoon. If we click on about this book, this tells us that this is a picture book on the monsoon season in India. So this would probably be a good multicultural children's picture book. Now, for fantasy, you might think of fantastical things, themes such as dragons, wizards, castles, princesses, and so forth. So let's look for, say, books on dragons. So we'll type in dragons in the search box and limit our search to the Juvenile location and hit search. And here's a book, King Jack and the Dragon. And click on about this book. And this looks like a good picture book on dragons. Okay. One of the trickiest genres to find picture books in is in the historical fiction, because many picture books on historical topics tend to be more factual or informational. To get at historical fiction, you will want to find a book with a call number which starts with PZ. PZ as a call number indicates that the book is fictional rather than informational. A trick that you might want to do is to jot down historical events or time periods and use these as keywords in the catalog. For example, let's try to find a historical fiction book, picture book on the Gold Rush. So let's type in Gold Rush in our search box, and again limit our search to the Juvenile location and hit search. This brought up 13 results on the Gold Rush. As a librarian, a question I often get is how to tell whether a book is a young adult book or a picture book. To do this, Click on Full Record Review and look at how many pages the book has. So for instance, if we look at number 4, Bonanza Girl, we can come over here to the right and click on Full Record View. And when we look at the description, we find that this book has 210 pages. So this would actually be a young adult book and not a picture book. But you want to find a picture book on the Gold Rush, so this would not be something that you would probably be interested in. Let's go back to our results. Remember that anything with the call number PZ7 is going to be a fictional title, whereas books such as John Sutter and the California Gold Rush has a call number with F. F means that this is a historical title and it's an informational book. So this would not be a historical fiction book because it does not start with PZ. However, there is a title, Gold Fever. Let's look at Gold Fever by Verla Kay. The call number starts with PZ, so we know that it is a fictional book. We come over here to Full Record Review, and then we can see the description tells us that the book is unpaged. If the book is unpaged or less than 40 pages, you can assume that it is probably a picture book. Anything over 100 pages is probably a young adult book. We can click on About This Book. And then we find out that this is indeed a fictional book on the Gold Rush, and it is also a picture book. Finally, to check out new books in the library catalog, click on New Stuff and limit your search to Juvenile. This tells us that in the last month we've added 39 titles to the Juvenile collection. Browse the titles to find out what's new in the collection.